Well, hello there. I don't need to say it, it's on the shirt. Welcome to my WWE Clash of Champions 2016 review. And much like Backlash, it was kind of a pretty basic pay-per-view in terms of match quality and in terms of just overall pay-per-view. It just wasn't really, it was nothing memorable in my opinion. Um, sure, there was some great action and what have you in some of the matches had some good moments. But it was nothing, really memorable, in my opinion. We'll get into it right now, get in depth a little bit. No, I'm not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be long because there's not really much to say about all of the matches. But on the pre-show, we have Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax. Nia Jax won in 4 minutes 55, in what was actually a pretty decent match. And as I expected, it wasn't a straight up squash. Alicia Fox got in some offense, and she actually looked really good. She had on this cool ring gear, this like white and blue. It looked really cool. I like color combinations and stuff like that, and I thought it was a great combination, and she looked good. But yeah, she got in some offense. She connected with her scissors kick thing, which has always looked pretty minging, I guess. I never felt she's ever done that move right, and she always does it like that. I don't know. I've always felt that she doesn't use that move properly. But she had it. The crowd popped for it. I guess they liked it. But eventually, it comes down to Nia winning. Uh, she how's it end here? It says she crushes Alicia in the corner and then drops her with a Samoan drop for the pinfall. I guess that's what happened. I remember the Samoan drop thing, but I don't remember much else. But yeah, Nia Jax won. Nothing else about the pre-show. Sami Zayn had an interview. Nothing to say there. On the main show, surprisingly, I was kind of disappointed. The New Day defeated Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, 6 minute 45. But it started off really good, and I liked how they used Gallows and Anderson. They actually seemed like legit dominant beasts, like they say that they are, but we never actually get to see. But they were. It started off bloody. Gallows takes up Big E on the outside. It says here that Anderson delivered a Liger bomb to Kingston. Oh yeah, that was right after. Yeah, he like attacked him. I don't know what he did. If it was like a spine buster or what, because didn't really get to see it due to the bad camera angle. But he took him out anyway, and then Gallows took out Xavier, and they were just destroying them. I thought it was really good. It was really, really good. Then all of a sudden there was just like a random ass hot tug out of nowhere by Kingston to Big E. I was like, that's kind of odd. But then they took over again, and they were doing all their moves. The Boot of Doom. They were going for the Magical, and I thought, okay, they're gonna get it. They're gonna win. But they Kingston that got out of it. They did some Trouble in Paradise, the big ending on Anderson, but Big E goes to the cover. Gallows breaks up. Kingston launches over the top and takes out Gallows. Xavier hits. Yeah, I can't believe this. Xavier hits Anderson with Francesca to the trombone, and Big E, and that hit the midnight hour for the pin. I was disappointed at that. I really wanted Gallows and that to win, but it was an alright match. Probably one of the more. I was surprised, really. I was honestly surprised at just how Anderson and that was used. Like when it just started and then just going to town on them. I was like, oh my god, this is great. But I was very disappointed to see a New Day win. But they did have a good promo beforehand. But I think I would like to see them go heel again, because I think they were funnier as heels. I mean, look at Chris Jericho. He's killing it as a heel right now. He's just hilarious. But when he came in as a face and he was against the New Day, he was just cheesy as hell. And at that point, the New Day was awesome. Um, but sort of role reversal now. The New Day are still alright, but I think maybe going heel would maybe be the better way to go. But I really thought Gallows and that would win. I mean, they've held the titles long enough, It's time for a change. Maybe soon, I don't know. Hell in a Cell, who knows? After that, we go on to the next match, which was TJ Perkins defeating Brian Kendrick via submission. 10 minutes 31. Now on the pre-show, Ray Nizzle spoke about TJ Perkins having like the greatest entrance ever, and I was like, okay, what the hell is she talking about? And he had this new like song. And the best way to describe it is sort of like a retro video game or like a Nintendo 64 video game music. And I was like, okay, what's he gonna do? Come out in like a Mario Kart go-kart or something? Because it was like this really like retro stuff, and like the background looked like a retro game, and I thought, is he gonna come out and do something? But he just sort of came out and just walked to the ring. I was expecting like a fancy dance or just something. Like when she was like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. I was like, okay, but then it was just like, it was like, bleh. Cool song, but kinda was expecting more, to be honest. Part of the match, it started off kind of slow. They did have some moments, but it did start off kind of slow, and the crowd wasn't in. I was like, this isn't really the best way to kick off this whole cruiserweight thing. But it did get going after all that, and they had some good moves. Like one point, TJ Perkins shot like a Hurricane Rana to the outside, like Kendrick was standing near the ropes, and he had it and then flipped him over the ropes. That was pretty sweet. He also had him in a Boston Crab, but holding the arms as well. That was pretty sweet. There was a couple of botches as well. I can't remember what it was or where it was. I'm flicking through this recap here, but I can't really remember what happened. He hit his wrecking ball dropkick at one point. Eventually Kendrick hits the sliced bread, goes for the cover, kicks out at 2, goes for the Captain Sook once again. Perkins counters and slams Kendrick with the fireman's carry slam. I think he hit him with the fireman's carry into the kick, like the go to sleep but with the kick, and then he hit him in the knee bar and tapped out. I think the move that he botched was that reverse like double underhook gutbuster thing, where he tried to do that, but Kendrick didn't go forward. He just stood there, and his Perkins' knees went into his balls pretty much. And there was another move before that they botched as well. I can't remember what the hell it was or where it happened in the match. I can't see it in this recap. So, yeah, it happened. No, I'm not looking for it anymore. It happened. After that, there's an interview. Kendrick interrupts. They hug, and then Kendrick headbutts him and leaves the ring. After that, we go on to probably one of the better matches of the show. Cesaro versus Sheamus, which ended in a no contest. When it ended as I'm sure there's a lot of people that are more pissed off about it, but it was definitely their best match out of the entire series. It was pretty brutal, and at one point, fucking hell, I legit said out loud, "Oh my god," in shock and in fear, because I thought Cesaro was going to be dead. He did a suicide dive, and he landed right on his head. I'm not joking. It was like Lita all over again, or Sasha Banks, but I think it was worse because he landed right on his head. Right on his head. I don't know if Sheamus was supposed to catch him as he did a flip, if he was like doing a suicide then a flip, or what the fuck happened, but oh my god, I honestly thought he was dead, and when they kept showing the replays, I was like, oh my god, that is so brutal. So brutal. It was just, such a sick moment. But this was a good match. They came out with some new moves. Cesaro came out with a 619 at one point, which was pretty cool. I'd seen him do it on one of the house shows. I'd seen a video of it, I don't know, a few weeks ago, a month ago. I seen him do it. Lots of backbreakers. Eventually they both kicked out of each other's finishers as well, which was pretty cool, because I thought Sheamus was going to win it after the brogue, but he kicked out. Sheamus goes for this dive off the top rope to the outside, but Cesaro cut it with a European uppercut. Sheamus hits a white noise on the floor. Cesaro sent Sheamus in the ring post, and they clotheslined him over the barricade, and then the medical team and the referees stopped the match. I mean, had they stopped it when Cesaro almost died, I could understand. But the clothesline over there, I was like, eh. But it was a good match. But where's it going to go from here? Another match? I mean, had all the matches been awesome like this one, then okay, I'd be understandable. I'd be okay for another one. Unless the next one is as good as this one, then okay. But it's like we've seen this match so many times now. But if it is as good a quality as this one, okay, maybe it'll happen. Hell in a Cell match. Have my doubts, but you never know. It could. Tell me how you feel they're gonna go with this. I don't know, or if they'll just set up as a triple threat for whatever title. I don't know. But Cesaro was saying he can still fight. The referee tells him no, and Sheamus is like staggering away and tripping up and all this stuff. And Cesaro was like, when the doctor was telling him to squeeze his hand, he's like, I can't squeeze my hand. Like he was selling it well, I guess. But like I said, a pretty brutal match. Just kind of an odd ending. I sort of did see it coming, but at the same time, it was like, I would have preferred an ending with Cesaro winning, but it's happened. There's nothing I say is going to change it. After that, there was a thing with Charlotte and Bayley having a little promo with each other, and then we were on to Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. 15 minutes 22 with Chris Jericho winning. And this is an alright match, but it was just kind of slow and a little bit boring at times. It's not like there was rest holds or that. It was just kind of slow. There was loads of action. It was like I said, it was a long kind of match. Zayn did his DDT through the outside, this suicide DDT, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, there was a lot of action, but it was just kind of slow. Eventually, it ends with Zayn hitting the blue thunderbomb. Jericho kicks out and comes right back with the codebreaker and wins. I could talk more about it because there was loads of moves, Michinoku drivers, what have you, but a good match, just not a memorable match. After that, we got that stupid KFC commercial again, and then there's a thing with Kevin Owens backstage with Stephanie and Mick Foley, and Kevin Owens sort of took offense to what they were saying and was saying that he's gonna prove to them why Triple H was right in picking him over Seth Rollins, and that Seth Rollins is no longer the man, he is a mistake. And then we're on to the triple threat with Charlotte defeating Sasha Banks and Bayley, 15 minutes 28, with a whole lot of interference from Dana Brooke. She was in it a lot, and this was similar to the Zayn match where the action was good. It was an enjoyable match, but just kind of slow at times, and like I said, it's not like it's rest holds. It's good action, but it's kind of slow, and there was no memorable moves that makes the match like amazing. Same goes for pretty much every match on this show. But Dana got involved a lot. Like, you see, if you look at this in a kayfabe kind of view, like, why would Dana not just get involved the entire match? Why would she not just start in the ring and just team up with with Charlotte? But she got involved. She pulled the ref out, did she? Or she pulled Charlotte out or something. But Charlotte, she had this awesome moonsault on both of them. Charlotte's moonsault, I don't know how she does it, but it looks like she slows down in midair and lands so safely on her opponent. It's weird. Like, she does it, and then it looks as though she slows down and hits it so safe, as though she isn't hurting the opponent. I don't know how she does it, but she does it. Eventually, Bayley goes for the sunset flip thing. Charlotte stays on her feet. She connects with a big boot to Bayley, which knocks Sasha off the apron, and then she got another big boot and got the pin. Like I said, there was a lot of action. I could go into more of it, but it would take too long. Charlotte won in a pretty good match, just nothing memorable. Then they were on to the pre-show talking about all their favourite moments. And then we go on to Rusev versus Roman Reigns, which Roman Reigns won 17 minutes 7. It was kind of long. There was quite a few long matches actually. It did last a little bit over the pay-per-view. I did check. I can't remember how long it was, but it did go over the 3-hour mark. I think it was just like 5 minutes, or I think it was 7 minutes actually to be precise. But same thing as the other matches. Good enough action, just nothing memorable and kind of slow. Like I was kind of bored at this one. I was getting quite bored. Same with the main event. I was getting bored during it. Lana got interrupted a couple times in this and thought she was going to cost Reigns the title, cost him the match. Where at one point she got up in the apron and then Rusev sort of attacked him. And then the other point was when Reigns hit the spear, Lana pulled the referee out of the ring, then got ejected. Reigns hits a couple of drive-bys on the outside, one in the ring and one on the announce table. He chucks him in the ring, Reigns goes to the spear, Rusev counters with a kick to face, goes to the cover, he kicks out and Rusev's like crying, being epic as usual. I love Rusev. Gets in the accolade, but Reigns powers out, and he's got him up, and then Rusev rakes the eyeballs, kicks him in the midsection, then Reigns goes back with a spear and wins the title. And I don't know if it's just because a lot of the other titles look the same or whatever, but the US title looked good, and it looked good with Roman holding it. It's probably just because the other titles all look the bloody same, and it's just sort of good to see a different looking title. Like somebody left a comment in one of the WWE's videos, probably the Roman Reigns one, where it said if they updated the US title, it'd probably just be like the other titles, but with a flag in the background. And I was like, yeah, it probably fucking would be. It's so lazy. That's what I hate about the new title design. Well, it's not even a new design. It's just lazy and bland and boring and basic, but mainly lazy. That's the main thing with the titles. We spoke about that before. Don't need to speak about it again. And after this, we see Seth Rollins backstage talking to Stephanie McFoley again, and he says that she wishes him luck, but he says to save it because they both know everything she says is a bold-faced lie. And she again says it should have nothing to do with the Triple H, and he says to shut up, and he can tell her husband he bet against the wrong guy. And after this, we saw a video preview for the Hell in a Cell, which was a pretty cool preview. It makes it seem like it's this big, scary horror thing, but in actuality, it's really not. I thought it was a cool promo, but it's just like, oh well, we know it's not what they make it out to be. But anyways, moving on to the final match. Kevin Owens defeating Seth Rollins in a really long match, 25 minutes 7 seconds. And it had its moments. It had its moments. Like there was a spike DDT near the beginning of the match. They all hit their moves, cannonballs. At one point, Owens went for like a bloody package pile driver, but he just had like the powerbomb version of it. One other point was with the announce tables, where Owens had Rollins on the table, and the referee's telling him, "I'm gonna disqualify you," blah 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 blah, and then he does a DX chop to the ref, a chop to Rollins, goes for the senton, but Rollins moves and he goes right through the announce table. That was pretty cool, probably the highlight of the match. Oh yeah, this is where Chris Jericho came out, and it's where that powerbomb thing happened. Chris Jericho comes out to distract Rollins, and that's when Owens hit that powerbomb thing. Rollins slams Owens into Jericho and rolls him up. Then he hits a knee to the face of old Kevin Owens, but then Jericho puts his foot on the ropes. Rollins starts chasing Jericho. Then he gets in the ring. Owens goes for the pop-up powerbomb, but slams into the referee. He dodged the powerbomb and landed onto the referee. He hits a pedigree, but the ref is still down. Jericho attacks Rollins from behind and stomps him in the corner, delivers a chop. Rollins dumps him on the outside. Rollins dives out onto Jericho, then onto Owens on the other side, and Stephanie sends another referee to the ring, and then Owens hits the powerbomb and wins, as Stephanie sort of turns away with a little bit of a smirk on her face. And after the match, Jericho and Owens are sort of celebrating, and Jericho keeps saying, he was like singing "We Are the Champions," and he kept saying Kevin Owens, and Kevin was like, say it again. That was pretty funny, but the ending was kind of just kind of out of nowhere. There was another match where it was, I can't remember which one it was, where it sort of ended and I was like, oh, is that it? Maybe it was the first match, the New Day match. I was kind of like disappointed at the New Day one. I really did want to see Gallows and that, and the way they used them, I thought, okay, they're actually gonna give them the titles this time, but then the New Day cheated, so I was disappointed there. But yeah, even the main event, I was just, I was like, okay, I had no really reaction to Kevin Owens winning. I was pretty tired and pretty bored by that point. Same with the Reigns match. Maybe it's just because that Cena Styles match was so good, but I find, and it's even the crowd reaction's the same. It's not like it's just me. The crowd isn't into this stuff either. But these matches, while they have good action, they're just not memorable. They're great. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for that to change. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I really expected Owens and Rollins to be great, but it was just decent. Same goes for the other stuff. Even the triple threat with Charlotte and that, I thought that could have been amazing, but no. Cesaro and Sheamus surprised me. I thought that was a really good match. They both had some great moves and what have you. Still at times it was a little bit, but it was definitely the highlight of the entire series or what have you. Perkins and Kendrick wasn't all that great, but the tag match really was a surprise to me, and I enjoyed the kickoff match with Alicia and Nia. I thought it was pretty good. As for match of the night, I don't know. I'd maybe go Cesaro and Sheamus, I think. I don't know. Like I said, I was really surprised with the Gallows match, so maybe a tie between those two. But that's it for my review. I try to make this one a bit quicker because I tend to yap far too much during these things. So there's nothing else to talk about. There's no new. There's a thing WWE tweeted about Nikki Bella's got moves for days or some shit, and it's just an Instagram video of her doing her stupid entrance. I was like, okay, random as hell. But there's nothing else. There's a video with Stephanie McMahon where she left Clash of Champions with Triple H in some limousine, and he sort of steps out and they're smiling, and he's like, how did it go? And she's like, it went good. And then they leave. And there was a thing with the ref saying how he called off the match. He's saying about the medical team telling him to stop it, so he had to stop it. And there was I don't know why they posted this, but it says Seth Rollins receives a standing ovation from the WWE Universe. And I thought, oh, it's going to be like a really loud crowd clapping for him, but it wasn't. There was pretty much no reaction. I was like, why the hell did you even upload that? But yeah, that's it. There's no more news or anything to talk about, so that's my review. Kind of a lot quicker than usual, only 24 minutes. I thought I was going to get through it quicker because I didn't really talk about the match that much. I didn't feel it did anyway. But that's it. Tell me what you thought of the show. Again, I think it was the same as Backlash, just decent matches, but nothing memorable. That's the whole thing I'm seeing with these pay-per-views. Maybe it's because there's too much of them. Like, I don't think the 2 pay-per-views a month is a good thing. If it was just one a month, maybe it would be better. I don't know. But like I do think it's just too much, and it's hard for them to put on great matches twice a month. I don't know. Tell me what you think. But that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for No Mercy. yay. At least I have a week off then when that happens, so that's a good thing. But still, too much. Bye.